If you're an online service provider and your offer is feeling like it isn't really selling as much as you're wanting it to at the moment, I'm going to give you the exact advice I would give you if you were my client, what to actually do and how to turn this around really, really quickly as well. So if you have had an offer which has maybe been open for a while, you're feeling like you just aren't getting the interest you want, or you aren't getting any signups, or you're just struggling to fill it as well, and you've kind of hit that point of, you're really not able to fill those final few spaces, this is exactly what I would tell you to do if I was your coach, and the exact advice that I would give you and the steps I would take you through. The first thing we need to do is we really need to figure out, where are people dropping off? We can really see this as a process. There's overall steps that people are going through. For example, there's, actually finding you in the first place. There's actually connecting with you and being in your audience. There's actually showing interest and learning about the offer, becoming a lead essentially. Then there's actually, are they purchasing? Are they actually making that final decision? Are they going to the sales page? Are they clicking the buy now button? And it's really helpful to actually just look at that process and see, where are people dropping off at the moment? If I was to go through that process, where am I losing people? Is it that actually I do have the audience, I have people who are, ideal clients in my audience, I have people who I know are the right fit, but I'm not getting any leads, I'm not getting any interest right now, I'm not getting anyone reaching out who could be a good fit, etc. Is it the case of, I am getting people reaching out, I am getting some leads, but no one's buying from there and we're not getting any actual sales from that? If you can figure out the step that you're losing people at, that is where we first need to focus. So we need to figure out, where are people actually dropping off in that overall process? And then the second thing you want to do with this is really focus on filling that gap. So if you can look at the process and see, okay, I have ideal clients in my audience, but I'm not getting any leads. Is it the case that perhaps the messaging isn't really right and isn't quite connecting with them right now? Is it the case of, the offer isn't being presented in the right way for them, etc.? If you were to look at the process and to see, okay, what is the exact point which people are not quite connecting with? They're not taking that next step that I want them to take. What could be the reasons? Have a think of what could be the reason for why this is actually happening right now, why this might be going on, and focus on filling that gap and just experimenting. Use it as an experimentation period and just try out those different shifts. Is it I need to shift the messaging? Is it I need to shift, what that next step looks like? Do I need to introduce another step because that step was currently too big for them, etc.? Play around with those different things and filling the gap and what that could look like for you as well. And then the third thing I want you to do, and this is so important as well, is actually keep selling while you're doing this, because often the only time you can actually get this information in the first place on what is or isn't working, what is or isn't connecting, where you're losing people, is by actually selling. We can't get this information unless we're actually selling. So a lot of the times the problem is we just need to sell over and over again, and people just don't know yet what your offer is. So to rule that out, at least, let's continue selling every single day. Really focus on sharing about your offer, what it is, how you can help people, all of those things, and focus on doing that every single day so we can firstly just rule this out as this isn't the problem happening here. And also so you can just get more of this data as well. So as you are trying to fill that gap and figure out what is happening here, you can actually figure out what is happening because you can see the points that are and aren't connecting with people because you have sold so much and you've got so much data essentially. So that would be exactly what I would tell you if your offer is not selling right now. If you're not quite getting the sales you're wanting from your offer, that is the exact 3-step process I would take you through if you were my client. If you found this helpful, make sure you give this video a like. Make sure you hit subscribe as well so you do not miss the daily videos I'm putting out at the moment, all about getting more sales, getting more clients, and actually growing online on social media as a service provider. And on that note, I will see you in the next daily video tomorrow.